called on the knees, said he'd be home late, earning money on the side, put food on their plate, only trying to provide, but it sealed his fate, selling bootleg tapes by the subway train. When the cops came through in an hour or two, they unloaded hot lead to his valid excuse, proving black and blue can be more than a bruise. Now there's one less seat at a table for two. The officers stood trial crippled, justice let them walk. They'll hide behind a badge that lets them live above the law. It's shots fired in the city streets, across the color line. Shots fired through concealment of the powered structure's crimes. Shots fired at the courthouse, where corruption wears the crown. Shots fired when the crooked gavel comes crashing down. Billy's father isn't tough, told him be a man, with a Bible and a rifle for aluminum cans. Sent him off to fight a war, came back lost in his head, with a vengeance to the system that he fought to defend. Brought a semi-automatic to a southern church, now the congregation's leaving in the back of a hearse. Then he took his own life, cause the truth can hurt when you trust in God and your country first. A casualty of liberty with landmine mental health. He's daddy's little hero, but he couldn't save himself. Cause it's shots fired on the battlefield, what are we fighting for? Shots fired through the smiles of the profiteers of war. Shots fired in the classrooms by the twisted poisoned mind. Shots fired for the answers that we seek but cease to find. When Omar's face looks on the TV screen for a massacre the likes of which we've never seen. Some reporters call him crazy, others blame his belief, his religion or conflicting sexuality. But it doesn't really matter when push comes to shove, cause he aimed a loaded weapon at a Florida club, taking 49 lives, saying how they love, but the shadow on a rainbow drenched in blood. The politics of ignorance will lie and generalize. It spreads a thread of prejudice to widen the divide. Though it's shots fired at extremists and their blatant bigotry. Shots fired for communities in fear of the police. Shots fired at the governments who orchestrate the fight. Shots fired on the left and then shots fired on the right. Hear the thunder as it echoes all across the land, from the fire drums trick a happy hold in their hands. Some will call it patriotic, others want the band, in attempt to put the genie back inside the lamp. It's a matter of opinion if it's wrong or right. It depends if they can end or save a life. It's the edges of perspective where our views collide, and the center of the target where we compromise. So think it through, that much is true, whatever you decide. You're bound to find a paradox in every paradigm. Shots fired throughout history, a chapter in decline. Shots fired at the barricades that block the changing times. Shots fired for the victims, twin bullets on the run. Shots fired cause we're looking down the barrel of a gun.